Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. I'm sharing my 20 years plus of trading experience to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 49,889, up 4.84%. Ethereum 3740, up 5.4%. I've hidden knowledge gems throughout this video. Unless you watch to the end, you might miss them. See how many you can find. In the last episode, we looked through Rule 402. Positive or negative wealth is always growing. This is a really important rule to take with you, not throughout just trading and investing, but throughout your entire life. Everything exists in a constant state of motion. Whatever you do, you're growing wealth one way or another, either positively or negatively. One way to grow positive wealth or real wealth is by creating friends or maintaining friendships, of course. The difference between a friend and an enemy is friendliness, says Frank Delaney. What a statement when you really think about it. A friend and an enemy, just friendliness, separates the two? Actually, when you think about it, it's pretty hard to be friendly with an enemy, isn't it? Our community is all about real wealth. It's all about integrity and decency, honor, loyalty, generosity, inner and outer peace, fulfillment and meaning. If you think about real wealth, of course it includes money. Money is literally nothing more than security. Of course, security is vitally important, but if you have money without meaning, what do you really have? Friendliness grows real wealth. It's easy to be friendly. Just smile at people. Just treat them well. It takes virtually nothing, and it's growing your real wealth. Very, very effective and cost-free way of growing wealth. However, there's also negative wealth. Negative wealth is just pretty bad stuff. It's about resentment and hate and sadness, regret, shame, greed, stress, worry and anxiety. Negative wealth is to be avoided at all costs. A lack of friendliness actually grows negative wealth. Turning to KS Zone analysis, the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become consistently profitable and attain real wealth. Zone 1 is the fear zone. Zone 2 is the blame zone. Zone 1 and 2 don't have much friendliness in them. In Zone 2 especially, there's a lot of self-unfriendliness. People make themselves the enemy because things don't go as expected. A lot of people are sold a bill of goods, which means basically when you enter crypto, you're just going to make money. Losses are impossible. It's all just positive. Have you seen the incredible returns? You're going to be retired next week. Oh no, next hour. You can make $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 a week just from $10. It's easy. That's rubbish. That's people selling a false narrative. I get really disappointed when I hear those kind of statements. Everything is tough in this world. Things take time. You need skill, especially in the crypto market. But crypto requires 2 types of skill. The soft skills to manage your emotional state, especially that. And of course, the skills to be able to trade and invest effectively. Rule 308. Be friendly to yourself. This is a really, really important rule, indeed for your entire life. If you just applied Rule 308, the next time you want to say, silly me, or I shouldn't have done that, or I should have known better, what did I do that for, I'm an idiot, please delete all of those kinds of statements. Be a friend to yourself. Be friendly to yourself. You don't want negative wealth accumulating. It's not fair on you. I'd just like to say thank you to all the very generous people who've shown their appreciation. by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cryptotradingks. Thanks so much. I very much appreciate it. Rule 174, trend timing and trigger. We're going to look at timing using the KS method. The first thing we do is look at the news headlines through the eyes of a person new to crypto. Bitcoin's above 50,000, Cardano above $3. Oh, where's the buy button? Bitcoin is legal tender in El Salvador. Oh, I want to buy more. Revival of optimism in the crypto market. Fantastic. It's all good. Buy, buy, buy. Chainlink price prediction for September. It must be good. What's happening? Belarusian president? Belarusian, I'm not sure. But it's a president. Encourages fellow citizens to engage in Bitcoin mining. That's fantastic. Go for it. 10 things before the opening bell. Oh, there's Kathy. What's Kathy up to? She's zooming around. The creator of Hash Ribbons lays out how Bitcoin could reach $100,000. Fantastic. El Salvador gets $150 million Bitcoin trust. That's nice. What's this? What's this? Wow, I don't know, but it looks good. Can. Stock surge. It's like a can. 5.25 in pre. 5.25%? That's a lot. We've never seen that in crypto. Made safe coin. Crypto bullish by 26%. Wow. Looks very good. We can see that the headlines are pretty much positive. Let's just quickly have a look at this Chainlink price prediction for September. I scanned through the article and this caught my eye. What do you think of this chart? Just out of curiosity, do you think that is a strong trend line? Just through there. It's a very interesting point. Oh, we've got a couple of moving averages, EMA, a moving average and a few exponential ones as well. Why not? Very interesting. Now, how would you draw the chart for Chainlink? Would you draw this, or would you seek to draw a resistance line through here, for example, giving you a better indication of price? Would you draw some lines up here, giving you a better indication of trend? There's a lot of ways to do it. Of course, all technical analysis is really art. The next thing we look at is investment substitutability. S&P 500 proxy for stocks up 27% for the past year. Gold up 7% for the past, down 7%. Sorry, gold. And Bitcoin up 362%. When people see figures like this, they don't believe that Bitcoin can go down. They think it only goes up. That's a really big mistake. Bitcoin is incredibly volatile. It can drop 30, 40, 50%. 50%, as a lot of people know. It's important that expectation, that understanding is upfront, or else people will get shaken out of their positions. Rule 302, study the top. Crypto total market cap is currently $2.224 trillion. The market is doing really well. It's overcome this resistance. It has an upward support line in here. If you draw that in with your eye, try and do that. Try and think what it could look like. Possibly it looks something like that. This is just designed to give you an idea where the price action is touching and creating a more solid trend line. We can see it's very well supported. We also see the price has crossed above once resistance, now turned to support. What a bar up there. That's the entire crypto market moving as one thing. In fact, in the market, there are 11,563 cryptos. That's a lot. Liquidations over the past 24 hours, $453 million, liquidating 54,233 traders. Over the past 12 hours, 72% of liquidations were short. Turning to Binance derivatives, 24-hour trading volume, $82 billion, and 24-hour open interest $13 billion. The change in the price of the contract for the past 24 hours, Bitcoin up 4.5%. That means it's good price momentum, positive momentum. Ethereum up 5.6%. So Ethereum is attracting more open interest than Bitcoin is. The movers and shakers on the negative side, nothing below negative 10%. The positive movers, IOTA, CTK, REN, KSM, BAL, and CELO. If we look at relative strength, we can see it increasing. That's supporting the strength in the market as well. Looking at Bitcoin's action, we can see it's crossed over this resistance. That's a really, really key issue. Crossing over resistance means it now has positive momentum. That's a fantastic thing. We can see it's way above the 200-day moving average and also the 26-day exponential moving average. The 50 is way below and the 100 is way below that. Turning to the Fear and Greed Index, the index is 71, which is greed. Looking at Tether, we see no real changes, no multi-billion-dollar changes in the open interest for the perpetuals or the traditional futures, so all is good there. Okay, apart from that, what can we look at? We can see the futures on the perpetual for Bitcoin is currently long. The put-call ratio for Bitcoin options expiring September 24th, 2021 is 0.53. Total open interest, 55,996, increased. But we see the max pain price is still remaining at 42,000. Bitcoin is still 23.11% below its all-time previous high. And we can see the relative strength is being supported. It's now confirmed a turnaround. Ethereum has done really well. Look at it's crossed over this resistance. Look at this upward support line supporting that upward price movement really, really well. And we can see Ethereum is seeking to overcome this previous all-time high. It's currently 19.03% away from doing that. Looking at the futures, the perpetuals are short currently. Options, the put-call ratio is 0.53. Total open interest has increased to 365,035. The max pain level has increased from 1920, this line here, up to 2240, this line here. Since EIP 1559 was introduced, 629 million in ETH has been burned. We can also see that Ethereum has not yet flipped Bitcoin. The market cap is the only thing that came up. It was 45.2% in the previous episode. It's now 46.8% of Bitcoin. We can see that this relative strength has increased, and that's a confirmation. That's quite a breakout. Looking at the Bitcoin stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator, we can see that stablecoins are flowing into the market and flowing into Bitcoin. That's helping the price to be maintained and positive momentum. We know the price follows open interest. Look at this correlation between the two. What's happened to open interest recently? It's increased. What's happening to price? It's increasing. Let's have a look at the leaders a little bit more closely. We can see Bitcoin's technical analysis. Bitcoin is currently trading at 49,965. It's being really well supported by this upward support line. We also have a secondary support line running through here, running through about the 49,440 mark and running up. It's looking quite good. We also have this upward support line. that would come into effect around the 48,902 mark. The support levels under the current level for Bitcoin are 49,691, 49,440, 48,902, 48,593. Ethereum is on a bit of a tear at the moment. It's currently trading at 37.59. What we see here is a lot of support underneath. Note this once resistance line now turned to support around the price of 36.73. We also see this upward support line, very nice touches on the line coming into support price. The price around 36.71 is actually a confluence of a lot of different supports. This support here, the upward support, and this longer term support. That's quite a good level. We would expect a lot of buys to step in there if Ethereum's price comes down. We also have this secondary support underneath. The current support lines under Ethereum are 36.21, 35.15, 33.94 and 33.19. Let's have a look at the top 7 and the percent movers over 24 hours and 7 days. Looking at the top 7, they are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Binance Coin, Tether, XRP and Doge. The greatest gainers: FTT, Myota or IOTA, Rev, KSM, TRX, VET and XDC. The greatest 7-day percent gainers: Arweave, Rev, CELO, FTM, Sol, KSM, FTT. The greatest losses over the past 24 hours, we can see that these losses are very, very small. We've got a couple of stable coins in here as well. They are Yearn Finance, YFI, OKB, CEL, Rune, ALGO and stablecoins. The greatest losses over the past 7 days: AMP, Cake, MDX, Leo, Clay, AVAX and Coin. Looking at the top 33 ranked by percentage movement over the past 14 days, top ranking: Sol, followed by XTZ, AVAX, ADA, FTT, Atom, DOT, ETH, VET, XMR, TRX, BNB, Filecoin, Uni, Link, XRP, ALGO, Cake, Luna and Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the top 8. Just keep rule 109, enhance pattern recognition in mind. It's really important to be able to identify patterns. I've done all of these top 8 on a weekly scale. When you do weekly scales, it's often a really good idea to change to log format. That makes sure that relative percentage moves stay constant. Turning to Bitcoin, we see Bitcoin being supported by this line. We could move it around a little. What I've done is I actually drilled down from the week to the 3-day to the day to the 8-hour. I did all sorts of things and made a very nicely fitting trend line. And then I came back up to the weekly basis and you can see it's not fitting so well. That's actually what happens when you drill down and then you drill back up. You'll experience yourself. Okay, so what do we see here? We can see the prices coming up at a decreasing rate, but we know that Bitcoin's showing a lot of power under the hood. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is doing really well. It's crossed over this resistance. It's making a play for the previous all-time high. Cardano is doing really well. Look at that powerful price discovery action. Binance Coin is coming up very nicely. It's really well supported by quite a few different support lines. XRP is about to romp away by the look of it. Of course, everything follows Bitcoin. When Bitcoin improves, the entire market improves. And we could see under the hood from yesterday that Bitcoin was going to improve because Ethereum was rallying. This is a bit of a secret gem. Okay, let's have a look at Doge. Ooh, Doge is turning around. I think somebody will let the Doges out. Look at Dot. Dot's doing really well. So powerful. And Sol, really powerful too. Thank you for your community requests. I had so many. I've done my best to accommodate as many as I possibly can. Of course, I can't put them all in. I think we'd be here for about 8 hours. There's so many favorites, but I've done my best here. Rule 444, ignore tips, advice, and marketing. It's always really, really important to use your own judgment in whatever you pick. Don't be swayed by what other people say. Just do some research and make your own decisions. We're going to go through quite a few community favorites. Let's have a look at Engine Coin. What is Engine Coin telling you by this price action? It's saying, when I look at this, it's saying to me that Engine is quite well supported. It has a fallback secondary level of support as well from the current price action. Now remember, this is on a weekly basis and it's in a log scale. Let's have a look at Holo. What's Holo doing? What do you see when you look at this chart? It's really important to try to come to some sort of understanding about the price action. Does this price action suggest that when Holo gets through that particular price above those 4 peaks, that it should very dramatically improve in price? It's just literally being rejected from that resistance. That's exactly what I see too. Let's have a look at LRC. What's LRC showing us? It's showing us an increasing rate of change in price, isn't it? Now what's happened here? What does this mean here on the weekly basis? Don't forget, this is like literally 2 weeks of data. In the preceding week, we had a lot of variability both up and down. Now we've got an inside candle. It's very small and it's saying, no, we're not going up and we're certainly not going down. Now note how high the wick is from there, from here to there. That is showing strength. It looks like LRC is about to break out. That's what I would see when I look at that chart. What about MATIC? Very popular in the community. MATIC is bouncing along this support line, and that's quite strong because this is a weekly trend line. MATIC needs to get above a level of resistance. When it gets around the 171, 172 mark, it's going to be flying. What about Mana, Decentraland? We can see a very strong level of weekly support up here. What are we seeing in the current price action? We've got a low, a higher low, a higher low. This is an uptrend, and there is another trend line up there, isn't there? If you were to draw it in with your eye, you would see that. What about Icon, ICX? Icon is holding this weekly support line very, very well. You can see it's closed above it. It's just literally like MATIC. It just needs to get above a little bit of a resistance and it's going to shoot because there's not really that much resistance in this zone. What about Harmony 1? We can see Harmony's overcome that resistance. Let's do some pattern recognition skills. We talked about Holo trying to get above this resistance. What are we seeing here in 1? In Harmony, it got above the resistance. That's pretty cool. It's on its way. What are we seeing with Nano? It's coming back and testing that support line, but it looks set to pass that resistance. There, you notice resistance. It's playing out across the market. This is the benefit of going through so many coins. It really helps you with your beloved alts. Okay, let's do a little bit more pattern recognition training. Let's have a look at Luna. Luna, What beautiful upward support here. Do you remember there's a rule, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity? You might notice the Bitcoin fingerprint in very light red playing out here. It's coming down and then it comes up. Look at that. You can see it more clearly here. It comes down, then it goes up. It comes down, goes up. Your pattern recognition should be drawn to these big areas of price action. What's happening? Going up, coming down. You can see that. Very interesting on Axie Infinity, slightly different pattern here. Okay, let's have a look at Luna. It has a lot of support. It's doing really, really well. A lot of upward price momentum. AVAX, we can see the same thing. If we drew a support line up here, we'd end up drawing another one as well. Something like that, for example. And we can see we could even get another one in there. This is really powering away. What about CELO? Look at that long tail rejection there. What that says to me, there's so much power in CELO. It just wants to party. Didn't have a success. It had a lot of cells in there, but people are really interested. Those intention spikes can be very fascinating. What about HBAR? Hedra hash graph. We can see very good support here, coming up to a little bit of resistance on the left-hand side, but looking overall quite good. What about Cosmos? Very nice support through here and increasing support. What I'm trying to do is to train your eye. This is way, way above normal technical analysis. Doing TA with your eye is very, very advanced, but it's fantastic. What a skill to have. KSM, what's KSM up to? We can see this upward support here. Can you see it with your eye? It's getting better as well. These are the things to take note of. What about THETA? THETA token. We can see it's starting to improve. It's starting to get there. It's starting to turn around. It's just taking a little bit of time. What about Axie Infinity? Very strong price action, but you notice the trend is changing. If you drew an angle up here, then you drew an angle over there, you may get support at this level for this price action. But what you see is a slowing down of relative price. Let's do some more pattern recognition skills. The graph, GRT, we can see this upward support holding very, very well. Don't forget this is on the weekly basis. When you zoom out, you get very, very strong trend lines. That's what you want. TFUEL, what is it doing? It's just edging above this resistance. Go TFUEL. Civic, CVC, just being supported along this weekly support line. Same with ANKR, same thing, being supported. What about Ocean? Ocean needs to break through this resistance around the 99.33 mark. What about Synthetics, SNX? It's being really well supported on this support line. Having a look at ERN, it's quite well supported along this quite creative support line. You've probably not seen a support line like this before, but it's really representative of the average price. This is literally a time series. After lecturing in first and second year stats for many, many years, you can actually identify certain patterns. We can see actually ERN is coming down and is saying, I'm not going any further down. This is a really good potential entry. Not financial advice. The level to keep our eye on with Digibyte is just this level here. It needs to get above resistance, this resistance here. Let's have a look at CTSI. You can see Cartesi is coming up well, very well supported. Don't forget, this is a weekly graph on log, so it's not just a normal arithmetic. We do this because we need to get a consistent percentage movement or constant percent movement to defluff the graph, basically. Let's have a look at Zilliqa. It's holding really, really well to this support line, and it's making its way up. It looks very positive. Chili's, very nice support line on the weekly basis. A lot of positive air. It's just getting above this resistance too. It's looking quite good as well. These two look quite good. RLC, what's RLC up to? We can see it's got a good support but turned to resistance. RLC needs to get up over this $5.30, 40 mark. BAT, Basic Attention Token, similar situation to RLC, needs to just come up a little bit and get above this once resistance line and turn it into support, probably around the 91 cent mark. Look at Arweave, AR, it's doing really well. Very positive, very strong, and very strong secondary support line, doing a very, very good job. Tezos, nice support coming through here, an increasing level of support coming through there. We can see a downward support line just holding the price where it is. Audio is looking really good as well. We can see upward strength. You want power. You don't want negative power. You want positive power. Everything in our community is very positive. Let's do some pattern recognition on VRA. We can see VRA is making its way up on increasing strength. This is looking quite good. AMP is still a little bit choppy, but we can see here, this is a low, but a higher low and a higher low. We've got an upward channel of support through here, but a fairly choppy particular crypto, this one. Okay, let's look at MTV. MTV, that brings back memories. Okay, we can see an upward level of support. Now we're getting some positive air there as well, which means it's increasing in strength. That's why positive air is so good. Energy Web token, what's happening here? It's getting a little choppy. Let's keep our eye on this one. It's not clear what that one is doing really. XDC, let's have a look at XDC. We can see it improving in price, and probably around the 1053 mark would be a reasonable assumption as to where it might wick back to. Algorand, let's have a look at ALGO. ALGO doing a similar thing to what Energy Web token did. You can see these patterns. It's always good to look through the patterns to try and understand what coincides with what. Okay, ALGO, it's trying to get through the current resistance at 1:1586. When it gets above that line, it could do quite well. Let's have a look at DSLA. DSLA has a little bit of resistance around here, but when it starts to trade up above its current price, it could be looking pretty good. Now Flow. Flow doesn't have much trading history, on Binance at least. So let's have a look at this. It's come down a little bit, but we've got a certain amount of support from the 2306 level upwards. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing this video if you think it will help others. Thank you to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from, and if you have any questions. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon as content comes out at various times throughout the day and night. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, take care, and see you next time. Bye for now.